Year 4 and welcome to today's English lesson. Your LO today is to write a poem with a given structure, and the poem that we are looking at today is The Magic Box by Kit Wright that we actually looked at in Year 3. So what you need to do first is that you need to make sure that you have read the poem, which is on the Google Docs document attached to the assignment on the second page. So if you haven't done that yet, I suggest you pause the video now and go back and read the poem. Okay, so for those of you who have already read the poem, I just want to have a look at it again with you. But today we're going to be changing this poem because instead of thinking about a magic box and all those special, wonderful things you would put in your own magic box, today you're going to be creating a poem called your lockdown memory box. So you're going to think about all the positive things that you've experienced during lockdown and putting them inside your box to make your own poem. So looking at Kit Wright's poem, we can have a look at some of the lovely techniques that he has used. Look at this alliteration he has in his first line, that repetition of the sound, the swish of a silk sari on a summer night. And look, he does it again here, the tip of a tongue touching a tooth. He also uses some nice adjectives in his poem. He's got a silk sari, rumbling belly, a leaping spark, electric fish, okay, ancient uncle. So he's got some lovely adjectives here to improve his descriptions as well. And have a look at the structure, because you are going to be using the same structure. So obviously with a poem, we have a comma at the end of each line and then a full stop at the end of that verse. So each time we start a new sentence, we need to start a new line. So don't keep on writing as if you're writing a paragraph, because this is actually a poem. Of course, you can scroll back to look at this poem when you're writing your own poem if you've forgotten what the structure looks like. So when you are ready, I'm going to be thinking about trying to magpie some of these techniques. So using adjectives, using alliteration. Some of you might be able to do some personification in there as well. Scroll up to the first page, and here is your structure, your lockdown memory box poem. So I have written the start of each sentence for each verse for you, and then you just need to continue it. But before you start writing, you really need to think about what you would put in your memory box. And when I think about my lockdown experience, there are certain things that are really come into my mind. So I would definitely think about mentioning a rainbow. I would definitely think about mentioning perhaps the loud clapping that we have on a Thursday night to clap for carers. I would certainly be thinking about the smell of the baking of banana bread, because I've done a lot of baking and a lot of eating during lockdown. So I possibly would put that smell in there because that reminds me of my time in lockdown. I would probably think about all the wonderful walks I have gone on, the time that I've spent with family. You might even talk about Zoom or Google Classroom, Joe Wick's workouts. What else could you put in your lockdown memory box? Oh, I would think about maybe toasted marshmallows outside or some barbecues that I have had during lockdown. Okay, perhaps the determination of Sir Tom Moore and his achievement of walking so far and raising this amazing amount of money. That could go inside the box. So once you've thought of those things, you should be ready to start your poem. So the first sentence I will put in my box, I'm going to think about a rainbow. So I think I'm going to say an adjective now. The beautiful colours of rainbow. The rainbow. I'm going to perhaps personify them. So what could I say? The beautiful sounds of the rainbows. Well, I think the rainbows look as if they're looking outside the window. So I'm going to give it that human quality. So I'm going to say they're appearing. And I'm going to think of an adverb to think about how are they appearing. They might appear proudly. And then I've got alliteration. So the beautiful colours of the rainbow peering proudly. Well, where are they peering proudly? So I'm going to say through my window, because I'm not sure about you, but I've still got a couple of rainbows up in my house. So I will put in my box the beautiful colours of the rainbow peering proudly through my window. What else would I put in there? Comma. I would put in my box long, leisurely walks to the beach. What else would I put in my box? Oh, I would perhaps say the fun and laughter of Zoom calls with my family.